I like the power that I have right now.
You like the what?
I like the levels, like the physical levels that we have going on right now.
Are you filming this? Will they be able to see
a
physical level?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. So you weren't telling. Didn't tell me that you were filming.
So you've done that to me before.
How?
You did that to me on the 50th episode. You just filmed me.
Yeah, and you loved it.
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah, you posted
I
it
didn't.
everywhere.
No, I didn't, because I remember thinking, and that would have been like, what, 5 years ago? I was like flicking my hair and shit and being like vain and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of my personality that I don't want anyone else to know. Like, I don't care if you can see me like looking in the thing and flicking my hair.
Yeah.
But I don't want anyone else to see that.
Yeah, and I don't think that anyone would think of you as vain from the many years of subsequent podcasts. So I think you've kept that under wraps until now.
Are you having more like team, like Microsoft Teams meetings and like Google like video conferencing?
No.
That's not affected your job at all?
No, I'm not having more. I do have Skype like writing sessions, but I've had them for 3 years now. So it's the same amount, but I'm not having more like conversations.
Yeah, I am. And there's like a lot of just, you start to like see how other people kind of hold themselves on like video conferencing. Like you can like start to notice if someone's looking down in like the left corner, they're like looking at themselves more. So I'm like, I found a new way to like read into people more, which is great.
So you like the psychological
I have
exploration, the exposure.
I have more information. Sorry, we get earthquakes here.
That's not a good joke. I'm from Christchurch.
I know. So I thought you'd find it funny.
Yeah.
Should we address the elephant in the room, which is you, which is my room?
I mean, I'm in it. I'm here in person.
Yeah.
I'm in Melbourne. We're in the same room for the first time. Well, we were in the same room earlier tonight. And earlier this morning. And yesterday. And Friday, actually. But Thursday, we were in the same room for the first time in like 17 months? 16 months?
So long. And it's so weird, like, catching up with you in person, because you and I talk almost every day and have done so for probably the last 8 years, or at least since you have left to go to New Zealand. So it's like this weird thing that, like, it's cool to like see you in person, but also it literally feels like no time has elapsed.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Yeah,
I'm not like
so regularly.
I'm not like, oh my god, Nick's here, you know.
Yeah, and you didn't, and I was kind of hoping for that. I was hoping for a bit more of a ticker tape parade. Yeah. I was looking for a confetti cannon at the airport. Yeah, but no,
I thought it'd be too on the nose.
I had to Uber.
Not environmentally friendly.
I had to Uber. And you've already said you won't take me to the airport tomorrow.
No. So what time are you going to the airport tomorrow?
Probably 8-ish.
Exactly. That's exactly when I leave for work.
Well, is work that important to you?
No.
Yeah.
You're right.
What have you prioritized in your life? Work rather than friends. Yeah, good one.
Yeah. You're actually right.
Yeah. And also, you should quit your job.
I should, man. I should. Let me ask you this. How many times have you shat in my house? I
had a little bit of a goal while I was here, and that was to shit once in every one of your bathrooms here,
including my ensuite,
including your ensuite.
Right. That's fucked up.
Still got one to go. But I just had a big meal of pasta that Emma lovingly made for us all, and I reckon 7:30 tomorrow morning. We'll tick that off. I'll be in your ensuite when you're getting ready for work.
Final goodbye. Final goodbye.
The long goodbye.
Maybe alarm.
Maybe.
Dude, what about this? In the future, people won't get woken up by sounds. They get woken up by smells. That could be a softer
given
way.
That this room does smell of sewage.
Dude, I just had either the greatest idea or the worst idea.
It's got to be one of them.
Dude, what about this? Instead of like a burp, 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 it's the smell of burning. So you think that your house is burning down. It goes into your dream. It's a soft way. You go, ah! And then you realize it's your alarm. you're woken up and you're like, well, now I've got adrenaline pumping through my body.
That's not a nice way to wake up. My house is on fire. I'm going to die.
You instantly...
No, I just have to get ready for work.
You'll instantly realize that it's your alarm.
But then think about the complex, like, interactions of this when you do have a house fire. Then you'll be like, well, I guess it's off to the dentist, maybe 5 more minutes. And you're just lying in bed as you are literally engulfed in flames.
Maybe. I didn't think it all the way.
Maybe you didn't complete the thought.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been so nice to be here. Thank you for putting me up in your
Have
house.
you had fun?
Yeah.
It's been nice to have you around, honestly. You know why? Because you don't have to look after you. Maybe because we're such good friends, but like also you're like quite independent.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel like I have to do anything for you at all.
And you haven't.
And I haven't done a single fucking thing. And
That's
that is what I'm looking for in a guest.
That's not true. You did do a kindness for me on Friday, which I appreciated.
Oh, yeah. I remember I took you to space.
You took me to space.
And Nick, what was your favorite planet? You know what's going to be really funny? When you're going to beep that out. And it's going to sound like you said something fucked up. But you didn't.
And I'd only beep it for your safety. Yeah, it's actually a very considerate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was not. No, you did come to my work. And that was fun. It always like, because I've never been to New Zealand for one thing, but I've never seen, like, every 2 weeks I see the inside of your room and have done so for however many years.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know, I don't have like a physical like mind map of what's going on in the room.
No.
I just had like that 2D like backdrop.
Yeah.
And so I would love to know like what the rest of your house looks like and stuff, but I just
and that
never
was
know.
Interesting here. Like I had no real
Spatial,
perception. I had sort of seen little glimpses of this room. I knew there were stairs because you'd injured yourself on them. I think I must have seen a photo of balcony or something at some point, but I had these like splintered pieces, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I understand the layout. And it's the exact same thing with my sister. I went and saw my sister, who lives in Melbourne as well, and she has shown more on our like family Skypes, like walking around every week. It might be in a slightly different part of the house or something like that. So I had again glimpses and snapshots, like, oh, that's where you'd been doing all of your like office work, and that's where the living room is. But then going there today and actually seeing the orientation, I was like, oh, this is not stitched together in the real world in the way that I thought it was in my head. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like seeing like the Seinfeld set behind the scenes or something. It's like you have an idea of what it looks like, but then you realize that that's not what it actually looks like in reality.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, a set's a slightly different thing as well, because they don't have to actually connect doors to each other. They can just all be independent little,
Did you see that thing about Seinfeld?
pods.
How someone like mapped out like geometrically
that it wouldn't
recently?
necessarily actually make sense.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about visual diagrams that we saw on an audio
that's what
podcast.
this episode is about.
Describing visual imagery.
Yeah, it's going to be a long ep as well.
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours. We'll be describing a magic eye puzzle for you all. There's purple splotch on the left, then an orange splotch, then another purple splotch.
I honestly...
You do not know what a magic eye puzzle is.
No, you lost. I laughed before and I didn't even know you meant.
Okay.
What was that?
You know when you cross your eyes and you stare at a thing and it makes a dolphin?
What?
Okay.
Wait, when you go like this?
You know, like an image and it's like a pattern and you stare at it and then it becomes a 3D. You have to know what I'm talking about.
Is this like a mental issue?
No, not I'm going to have to bring up a magic eye puzzle for you.
Oh, I know what a magic eye puzzle is.
What did you think I said? That's what I said.
You threw me off with the splotch talk.
That's what it's...
It's just splotch business. No, it's like a 3D thing. You cross your eyes and then it becomes 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that is. I invented that.
You didn't invent it. You don't even know what it was.
When I was a kid.
Are these not splotches?
No. What is that one, by the way?
It is Jupiter.
Okay.
What?
What gave it away?
What do you mean? Can you not do magic eyes?
I don't think I could, but I was
Do you want to try it?
Yeah. I was definitely...
Okay.
the kid that like discovered this shit and then like went around trying to fool everyone.
I mean Saturn, I should say. Saturn, not Jupiter.
No, I can't see shit, dude. I can't see anything.
Why don't you bring it close to your face? Look through the picture. Look like you're looking at my hand over here. And then no. Stop doing things and start listening to me. Look at my hand.
Yeah.
Look at my hand and then slide the phone up and keep looking at my hand and don't change your focus.
Nah, I'm not going to get this.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm seeing the word 300. You seen that?
Well, you're holding the phone. Okay, you need to have two eyes, so you can't close one eye.
No, I'm not going to get this.
Okay, yeah.
But
you're too stoned for this.
I'm not stoned at all. You were telling me. I wanted to ask you because we talked about before. I heard that about being into magic when you were a kid.
Yeah,
because I was too. And that might be the one thing we have in common.
That can't be true. We do a podcast together.
Yeah.
It's
like we're like parents, and that's what we've got. We're divorced, and what we've got in common is our kid.
And our kid is magic.
Yeah.
I had like books of do-it-yourself magic tricks. I mean, most magic tricks are do-it-yourself, but like learn how to do simple magic, like card magic and rope magic and that kind of thing.
I did too. I always thought, I wonder what it was about magic, but it was like the idea, I think, like of being able to like shock the adults. I think for me, like get a reaction out of the adults.
I just realized we didn't do a sync clap. Can we make a clap noise so that I can pair up these tracks against each other?
Sure. You're gonna count us in what tempo?
No, you can't have two claps for a sync clap.
What's a sync clap?
Okay. It's a loud noise caught on multiple mics that you can then put into the track at the same time and make sure that noise played at the same time, and then you know that the conversations are in sync.
Okay. We are one, but we are many.
We have to pay the rights if we sing more than that.
Okay. We don't have the budget for that?
We don't have the budget.
Okay. Magic. Yeah. So what was it about magic that? Were you really into it, or
I don't
were you just
even
kind
remember. I wasn't like crazy into it. I never had like a costume or anything. I don't think I did have I did get the magic show bag at the Royal Adelaide Show.
I definitely got that,
and it had like a fake wand in it.
I definitely had a fake wand.
Yeah, I mean all wands are fake, aren't they? But it was a plastic wand.
Good point. But at the time,
it was definitely authentic. I think I had
a
string. It had an elastic string.
Dude, you were awakening some memories.
Yeah, it had like an elastic string so it could like suspend.
The top would come off.
Yeah.
And you could go poof.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember having like an egg thing, like an egg timer thing, and you'd have an egg and you'd go whoop, bloop, 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 bloop.
And what was the trick?
I have no idea.
Are you just telling me a story where you had an egg timer as a kid?
My parents just gave me an egg timer and said, "Make it magic, Michael."
This will keep you entertained for hours,
dude. If I did pursue Magic Mike, could be Magic Mike.
You don't quite have the.
Don't you dare say what you're about to say.
Dedication,
charisma,
physique.
Okay. I'm sure there's a Magic Mike out there somewhere who does actual magic.
There's probably.
And I'm sure
and they
really
were like,
hot
"Oh shit, what do I do? Do I have to lean into it now, or do I change my name?
Like,
do I have to start going to the gym, or do I just become Magic Matt?"
Magic Matt sounds so much lamer. Do you want to do the intro? Because I need to talk to you about how much you're working out.
That can only happen after the intro.
Well, I just feel like, now is about when you do the intro. So,
well, okay.
Otherwise, I'll launch into another story, and then you're going to be like, maybe we should, you do that thing that you do.
Okay. Ding. Welcome to Deep Fort, everybody. This time in person. And it's such an excitement. And we are happy. Sitting in the same room with me, speaking in the same COVID-infected air, Michael Zabraki.
Achoo! Yeehaw!
Jesus, I'm going to regret this when I can't get away from Melbourne tomorrow. And I'm Nick. Hi. This is a podcast. We do things, and today we're just catching up in the same room.
Same room, dude.
Same room.
It's been good having you. You're very good. You're actually a very good guest.
Yeah, I had to clean up a bit around the house, but it's now up to my standards, so it's good.
Did you actually vacuum the floor before?
Yeah, I vacuumed, yeah.
Why did you vacuum the floor?
Because there was bits all over my carpet, and I was walking around barefoot, and it made me feel gross.
Do you know the last time that you stayed with us?
Uh-huh.
You did all the dishes after we had like something of a party.
Mm.
You went to bed early, woke up, clean the whole house.
Mm.
And then you also said that our beds had bed bugs.
Yeah, they did have bed bugs. Yeah. I also bought you a mop because you didn't have a mop.
See, now to me that is very passive aggressive behavior.
Yeah. The takeaway from that story is I'm an asshole. Yeah.
That's what I genuinely took from that.
Yeah. You had 20 people around to your house and there was a mess in the morning and I did all the dishes and cleaned up, and you're right. That was wrong of me. And I would like to formally, all these years later, apologize for that injustice. I should have let you clean up, having been so kind to put me up when I was in Melbourne.
I'm just saying it was a clear power move. And
whom? Against you?
I'm not saying it was good or bad. I'm just wanting you to know that I saw it for what it was, for what it is, and I see right through you.
Okay, but what do you see?
I see,
because you just said you didn't know what the power move was for.
I see a man trying to make a point,
and the
and
point
trying
is
to out alpha me in my house.
Okay, so it's an insecurity thing.
It's an insecurity thing.
Okay, so you don't like.
That's my words, not yours.
No. No. If you play back. Okay, I'll shush.
My words.
Okay,
not yours.
It's your words.
Not yours.
Okay, so you want it to be an insecurity thing.
No. Look, you're moving the goalposts.
Okay.
I just want you to know that I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're doing. That's all.
Okay. Good. Cool. So I'll not clean up.
Don't do anything.
Okay.
Don't not clean.
Okay. That is a thing, isn't it?
But don't not clean.
Don't
change because of what I said. Just know that I know.
Okay.
And
you don't like.
I don't
like when people do.
I do
nice things.
I like sometimes
because
when
that has an ulterior motive
for the right reasons. For the right reasons, I like. That's all I say.
So I did a bit of a vacuum.
That's all I say.
And now you're very insecure about it.
Not insecure. I just feel not.
I thought. End quote. Those are my words, not yours, right? So I think it was an insecurity. Was the thing that you said were your words?
I wouldn't say insecurity. I would say that
you did. Don't feel. You explicitly claimed those were your words.
I don't feel secure in myself.
But
I wouldn't say insecure.
Do a kindness.
Yes,
you would prefer to live.
I'm threatened by your kindness.
Okay, we got to it. We got there,
and I think that's pretty understandable.
Okay. Yeah, it's unsettling.
Why?
Growing up in a world without kindness to be then greeted with kindness, it's thrown you for a loop.
Kindness is weird.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take the note. Yeah. Keep that in mind.
Now, what were we talking about before that?
Yes. Oh no, I'm not going to talk about that. I remember what it was. Yeah.
What was it?
You're going to talk. Yeah.
What? Say.
You're going to pay me out for going to the gym.
Oh, right. No, I'm not. I wasn't going to pay you out.
Okay.
I was going to say that so we've joked about it a little bit on the pod, about like you being like a gym bro, and you've kind of like hammed it up to the point where like you don't know if you're being like. We think that you're going, and by we I mean me and the other guy that's listening to this. Both of us.
Me and the listener.
To the point where, like, it's clear that you're going to the gym. We're not sure how seriously, but you've been here for 3 days now, 4 nights, including tonight, and you got up for the gym the next day after we first went out for dinner, which was a boozy dinner. You went out to the gym. Mm-hmm. You woke up on a Friday morning in a tank top, which I think took me by surprise, but I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Never seen you in a tank top before.
Right.
Hope to never again.
Okay.
But
well, you will tomorrow.
Didn't say anything because it was breakfast time and I wanted to keep the peace, to be honest.
It was my sleep outwear.
Didn't want to burn that sweet pod material by coming right out of the gate and making
What's
fun
wrong
of
with
you.
wearing a singlet to bed?
Makes me uncomfortable.
Because what? Because you can see my arms. Would you prefer a t-shirt?
Yes.
Or shirtless?
No.
Which one are you wanting?
Shirt.
You want a full shirt. You don't want to see my shoulders.
I have only just started wearing tank tops.
Wait, so if you wear them, why do you what?
Because I do it in private.
Okay, you don't think a singlet, a night singlet is public wear? Is that what you're saying? I should have put a shirt on before I came upstairs.
No, I don't know. I have my.
You didn't like that feel. You didn't like that taste in your mouth.
It was just weird. It just like you didn't seem like a singlet guy to me.
Well, not out and about, but I don't want to get my shoulders hot when I'm asleep. want to keep the important areas, nice and breezy.
Look, it's fine.
Okay.
I've only just started wearing singlets.
Okay.
I feel very self-conscious.
I'm so proud of you.
Every time.
Okay.
I wear a
You're
singlet.
self-conscious.
I'm super self-conscious in a singlet. You know what? The reason... Actually, no, I can't get into this. This is too much.
Okay, go put a singlet on now and I'll see how it looks.
100% not going to happen.
Why not?
I've actually worn a singlet on one of our podcasts before and felt like at any moment you're going to just make fun of me.
I do remember
and you
that.
didn't make fun of me.
I know.
Which just fucked with me even more. Like, I was just like thinking about how you didn't make fun of me.
I had forgotten about that. But I do explicitly now remember that when you showed up with the singlet, I remember thinking he wants me to talk about the singlet. And so I explicitly, for like an hour and a half, did not acknowledge once the singlet.
I didn't want you to acknowledge the singlet, which, like, I was waiting for you to do it. And then you didn't. And I was like, oh my God. He's like, he's one-upping me here. He's ahead of me.
He saw straight through my plan.
He saw straight through. But yeah, no. You look at, and by the way, you're looking good, man. You're looking good. Your arms look good. Your arms look good. Your that's about it. That's all I can notice. But
yeah,
you are looking trim. Okay. And I'm also, like I said to you earlier, maybe on Friday or whatever. It's like kind of funny that you're really going hard with this fitness shit because it's like a massive curveball. Like no one's gonna expect you. Like it would take everyone by surprise if you just got extremely buff.
Yeah,
or even just
like
kind of
normal buff. Yeah,
even just like fit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's. I would be lying if it isn't part of the incentive is to do it because it is silly.
Yeah,
but another part of it is just pure vanity. Another third smaller part of it is practicality.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Like whenever I see like, and you see where we are now, there's like a lot, maybe I've said this to you before, but every time I see someone in like active wear, like going for a run at like 6:30 or whatever, I always think like, especially if they're like overweight and stuff, like you think, man, this person really wants to like make a change, like especially if they're, I'm not like making fun of fatties or anything, but like if you see like an overweight person going for a run down the street, like they are aware of what people are thinking, and yet they're like, no, I want to make a change. So whenever I see like someone running down the street that is not extremely fit, I always think, good on that fucking person, man.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I would hope that most people, when they see an overweight person exercising, are not thinking, like negative, disgusting kind of vibes or whatever. I would hope that everyone is thinking, oh, fucking good work, man. It's going to be so much harder for you to go for a run than it is for me to go for a run.
Exactly. It's like it's really a person trying to make a difference in their life and like really take control of something. So yeah, I always admire that, and that's why I admire you, dude.
It's funny you say I look trim because I have put on like 3 kilos in the past 3 months.
We keep eating giraffe cookies, mate.
I do. I ate the giraffe cookie.
But wait, so you've put on weight since when?
Since February. So part of the training thing was making sure that I ate more, because historically I just never ate enough food.
Yeah.
Like all my childhood, all my teenage years, I was so lanky.
Yeah, you still are, by the way.
I know, but like part of that was just metabolism, and part of it was just not having the stomach, like not just eating in the morning or feeling hungry enough to eat larger meals.
I was the same, man. Like I never felt like I had an appetite enough to put on weight.
Yeah.
Like in school, I remember being really hungry in school. But when I went to uni, I remember like not wanting to eat. I was never hungry. I never had breakfast. Like breakfast, I've like trained myself to start eating breakfast because I heard that it's actually like better for your metabolism if you do have a meal at the start of the day.
Yeah.
What do you usually have? You have like
I'll alternate between like Wheat Bix with fruit or toast. Yeah.
Toast. Now, are you tracking like your protein levels and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to hit like a certain target of protein?
Yeah, I got a calorie target and a protein.
This is turning into Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, shave your head now. Yeah, no, I did. I've been given targets because, again, like it's one thing to say you need to eat more, but you can't eat infinitely, and you got to eat the right things, right? Like, so lean proteins. Just keeping an eye on it. And I was already kind of hitting the protein stuff just from what I was eating.
What are we talking here, though?
As in what? What's my number?
Yeah. Because they say you want to eat double your kilograms.
I think I'm at about 1.7 or 1.8 times my kilo.
Are you hitting that? No.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, I'm always over it.
You're hitting 1.8 of your kilograms, which I assume is what?
Yeah.
Oh, should I guess your weight?
Sure. Yesterday was
82.
I mean, I haven't actually weighed myself in the past couple of days, but yeah, between 81 and 82. You got that exactly right. Yesterday I was 22 grams over. Friday I was 80 grams over.
Wow.
Thursday I was pretty close, 3 grams.
And what app are you using?
This is MyFitnessPal.
Shout out to MyFitnessPal, who is
well, it's funny because
sponsoring this episode.
10 years ago, I had downloaded the app for the exact same purpose, to make sure that I was eating enough food and to just track what I was actually putting in, and hope to gain weight because I was underweight. And I'd set a target back then, I think, of 72 kilos, I think was what I was aiming for. And my present weight in 2010 was 66 kilos. So I was trying to gain 6 kilos.
Wow.
Right. And this is when I was maybe 21. Right. So like I was fucking skinny, like lanky. And so like I think we'd gone to a nutritionist and they're saying, drink smoothies, not even just protein, just drink things with fat in them.
Right.
And keep an eye on what you're eating and just eat more. And I'd put the arbitrary goal of 72 because I think that was the BMI level, which is out of underweight and into the healthy sort of green middle.
Yeah.
And I'd done that for a while and then deleted the app and got on with my life. And then going back to the gym, they said, okay, so in order to make sure that you're supporting muscle growth and all that kind of thing, you got to eat more. And we use this app, we'll recommend this app called MyFitnessPal. So I downloaded it again and logged in as I had all those years ago and put in my current weight, which was something like 77 kilos or something. And it still had my old target goal from 2010.
So you smashed it.
And it was like, congratulations, you hit your target
Mm.
by like 11 kilos in 9 years or something.
What? That's crazy that you
Yeah.
put on that much weight in 9 years, because you'd think at like 21 you kind of will plateau.
Yeah, well, I think
I guess you
still
grow till 25 or so.
Yeah. No. And I guess your metabolism's still changing a bit around that time.
Yeah. But
yeah, and then like it's weird because I've now hit a strange new area where I'm hungry all the time now.
Are you?
It's gone completely the other way, where like now that I've started eating more and trying to eat bigger meals and, you know, make sure that I hit the same amount of food every day, I'm like hungry right now. I legit am hungry right now. Yeah. And we just ate dinner like an hour ago.
And that's because you're just burning through?
I guess so.
Calories?
Yeah, I guess so.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It is weird that, yeah, 10 kilos seems like a lot. Because I think I told you like a couple of months ago, maybe, might even be like a year ago, like I bought a smart scale.
It was Friday. It wasn't a couple of months ago.
No. I told you on here that I bought a smart scale and thought that I was 77, 78 and then weighed myself and I was like 86.
What?
Yeah.
So you didn't have a scale at all? It wasn't like you'd gone from a normal scale to
No. So I bought this smart scale and then the last time I had weighed myself, I didn't really have a scale.
Okay, so yes.
And then I weighed myself on the smart scale and it has like electrodes or some bullshit that you put your feet on and it will take your like body fat percentage.
Yeah.
And like I haven't like shaken that weight
right
at all. I think either like a couple of things might have happened. Like either that I was weighing myself wrong before, so I'm really hoping it's that one, or I put on a lot of weight during COVID, which I did, but also now I'm like training again.
Yeah, it could be just.
But I like going to the gym, you know, at least 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
Like feeling pretty good about like my body at the moment.
Yeah.
Just in comparison to the past, like probably in you know, towards the better shape.
Yeah.
That I have been in my life in terms of like being toned or whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing to write home about. But
it'd be weird to tell your parents, I am in the best. You should see my
dear
body
mother
right
and
now,
father.
Dad.
How long it has been since I've seen you. You'll be glad to know that I am in tip-top, tippity-top shape. I miss you.
Is this podcast for anyone but ourselves?
Has it ever been?
Well, that's a good point. We are 40 minutes in.
Oh my god. This is the best part ever. Anyway, you're looking good.
Okay. Thank you. I'm glad that it's paying off.
Yeah.
And you're looking well as well, I should say.
Thanks.
Not quite as good, but
no. I think it's more surprising coming from you. You know?
Yeah.
Because you're like this.
Just wait till I
nerd.
Turn up and Christmas is The Rock.
That would be super funny.
It would be great.
That would be great. I can't really see it happening.
Neither can I.
Also, you can't be eating giraffe cookies and trying to get shredded.
Yeah.
Do you do protein powder? God. Dude, what about this? Should we just... You know, it'd be super funny.
A spin-off podcast.
Yeah. But maybe that's how we like attempt to approach this Patreon idea if we do it. It's just health and fitness.
I mean, I think that there's definitely a market.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But we take it super seriously.
Super seriously.
Too unfit, guys.
It is actually surprising how much we are now talking about body stuff.
And we've been talking about
genuine
it. We have been talking about it all weekend as well.
It has been constant.
And I'm genuinely interested though, and it is a crazy thing. Maybe we should stop talking about it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I did show you a video of me working out.
You did. That was fucking hot, dude. That was really hot. By the way, that's out there on the internet. If you go to Anytime Fitness Christchurch, There should be a video of Nick doing
will
squats.
never find it.
I think someone could find it. A sleuth.
There are multiple Anytime Fitnesses in New Zealand.
I said Christchurch.
I know. There are multiple in Christchurch as well.
I have no idea how big Christchurch is.
There's 400,000 people in Christchurch.
Is there?
Yeah.
That is. What's Adelaide? 2 mil?
1.2? I think 1.3? Yeah.
Give it a goog. I reckon 1.8.
In Adelaide?
2.1. What's your guess?
1.2, 1.3?
All right, I'm looking at 1.8.
Okay. Adelaide population per Wikipedia as of 2018, 1.345.
Yes.
What do you mean yes? I said 1.3.
I said 1.8.
Yeah, you were way further away from what that number was.
Wow.
Yeah. Should we start the podcast? Welcome to Deep Forward, everybody. Okay, since we are talking about the events of this weekend, I do have something that I would like to bring up. We've established that I've done very nice things while I was here, which you've interpreted as an affront to your masculinity due to your long-held, paternal issues and that sort of stuff.
Thank you.
Your fridge is an abomination.
Why?
The amount of shit in there, you cannot put anything into that fridge. There is no visible shelf space. And you admit this, right? There's no visible shelf space in the fridge whatsoever.
I admit that we could do with a bigger fridge.
There is no space at all. The entire top 2 levels are just jars. Just endless condiments. Yeah. Olives in brine, artichoke hearts, sun-dried tomatoes, cucumbers. All these kind of loose, half-finished products stretching all the way back. You can only see the front of it. It's like going to the supermarket. You can't see the back of the shelf.
Yeah, it's like a horizon.
It's you can't see the
condiment horizon.
You can't see the forest for the trees. No. It is a wall, and there's no space. There's no space to put things in there. I don't know what is happening in there, but it needs to stop.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. Your boy loves a condiment.
Uh-huh.
And your boy is me.
Okay.
And I'm like a hoarder / collector / connoisseur / sommelier.
Okay.
Of condiments.
Okay.
I love sandwich ingredients.
Uh-huh.
I love a chutney.
Uh-huh.
I love a pickle.
A pate?
I don't fuck with pate that much. But I love a sweet dill pickle spread.
Uh-huh.
I like a barbecue sauce.
A chutney?
I love a chutney. My favorite at the moment is mango, if you care.
A mayo?
I love mayo. I love an aioli, and I love a hot sauce.
Have you had a peri-peri mayonnaise?
Oh my God. Yes, I have. And
Heinz,
yes,
you're doing it.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. With the condiment, with the chutney, with the spread, with the mayo, with an aioli, you want to try all of them. And that's why I've got so many of them. And also they run down, so like I'm not gonna run down my chili aioli, wait for that to finish, and then finally go on to my mango chutney. That'd be ridiculous. If I'm eating, let's just say I'm eating a sandwich a day. I don't want the same spread twice. And
what
often
a sentence. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, I'm eating one sandwich a day. I like that you've had to set that. Like most people were eating 3 sandwiches a day. What do you think the alternative is? A 5 sandwich a day diet.
I'm saying, on average, let's say I'm eating 5 sandwiches a week.
Sure.
I'm often combining them. That's the other thing. I'm combining a chutney with a mustard, or an aioli with a mustard, or a barbecue sauce with a mustard. I love combining things with mustard, by the way.
I can tell.
It's the perfect balance. It's like hot and, tangy, whatever, and the sweet. You need a lot of sauces and a lot of chutneys in order to create different combinations and
I think
art, essentially. I'm a sandwich artist. That's where that comes from.
You are using the word you when you should be using the word I.
Me.
I need a lot of condiments.
I do. And yes, it has taken up valuable real estate in our fridge. And yes, Emma has brought it up many times. And yes, it has become something of an issue. And yes, you did exacerbate it when you came here.
There did seem to be a completely inaccessible shelf. Like, you can't know everything that's at the back.
No.
You wouldn't have seen that since the Nixon administration. There are depths to this fridge which are brewing new life forms. There cannot possibly be
don't
used every week.
They're not. But a lot of these condiments are kind of living in like preservative things like vinegar and stuff. So they've got a long shelf life.
It looks like a science lab with excised organs.
It's not
in formaldehyde.
You're painting it out to be some sort of like gross, like,
if you open up your podcast player right now, the chapter image is going to be a photo of this fridge. You took a photo. I will put that photo.
You took a photo.
I will put that photo on the chapter title, and we can let the listener decide.
Do it. I'm sure you're getting a lot of comments saying that's fucking rad, dude.
Great fridge, bro.
Great. Hey, I respect the amount of condiments that you have. Condiments to the chef. No, but there's no like algae or anything growing.
Oh, good.
Fuck, I just heard that as it came out of my mouth.
Look, I've checked.
What would you have? What's in your how many condiments do you have in your fridge, Mr. Smarty Pants?
I just have one single scoop of aioli just sitting in a glass jar.
All right, what's your favorite condiment?
Oh, don't press me.
Press you.
My favorite condiment?
Okay, if you had to take one condiment to a desert island.
It'd be an aioli, I think.
An aioli?
Yeah.
Like, what kind? Like,
are we talking sauces only? Is that what we're talking about? Or you're gonna... But I don't think that you're using the word condiment correctly when you say that it's like olives and artichoke hearts and things in brine. That's not a condiment,
That's not a condiment. I'm saying that's like, yeah. I mean, I don't mean that. I mean condiment.
Yeah, but what's a condiment? A condiment is like
condiment's like a sauce or a chutney.
So I did say, I literally said, do you mean sauces?
Yeah, but then you brought up this olive bullshit.
Yes, to exclude it.
Yes, okay, but it's excluded. What are we fighting about, dude?
I
just name your favorite fucking condiment.
Because you were talking about... Okay, everyone at home is like, Michael... I'm going with aioli. That's the best sauce.
Just a normal garlic aioli?
Yeah.
Garlic?
Yeah. What do you mean garlic? What other kinds of aioli are there?
Chipotle.
Chipotle aioli will still be garlic.
Chipotle aioli.
Almost.
Chipotle aioli.
Almost.
You say it.
Chipotle aioli.
Chipotle aioli. Should this podcast episode be called Chipotle aioli? I think so. Okay. I what are we fighting about here, dude? Come on.
I would like you to improve your state of living, not just for yourself, but for your girlfriend, who's clearly had it with the wall of condiments, and I think deserves to be able to put a thing in the fridge.
Well, it was super irritating for me when you came into my home and immediately vindicated my girlfriend, who has been harping on about this for a long time.
Yeah.
You immediately walk in the house and then comment on a thing that she's been going, hey, can you sort out this thing for?
Yeah.
Do you know how that makes me feel as a straight white man?
Like you've done a wrong thing and you need to improve yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like that feeling. I don't like that.
No one should have to feel like they've made a mistake.
Exactly. I would like to be backed up always by you. But yes, no, I here's the other thing. I don't know if sauces are meant to live in the fridge or the pantry. So that's why they're all in the fridge.
Yeah. I mean, a tomato sauce can live in the pantry.
Can they?
Yeah.
It says refrigerate after opening.
Well, I've never died from it.
So, do you keep your sauces in the pantry?
I keep my tomato sauce in the pantry. I'll keep a dairy thing like an aioli or a tartare. That lives in the fridge.
So that's the rule.
Yeah. You don't want dairy on a shelf.
All right. So if I did like a sweet mustard pickle,
Mustard
I could do that I can go on the shelf. Well, if that's the case, then we've just opened up a whole shelf full of ideas.
Because of your 17 mustards.
Yeah. You got a Dijon, hot mustard, English, sweet pickle. This is going to be a really boring episode, isn't it? We've just talked about fucking fitness and condiments.
Fitness and mustard.
Oh my god. We're going to lose the one person listening to this.
Oh.
Well, should we move on from this?
Yeah, I think we've said enough about fridges.
All right. I've got a bit of a story for you.
Okay, great.
So I was meant to meet our friend Ben Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Ben W.
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable?
I'm approaching comfort.
Comfort adjacent.
Yeah.
Do you want maybe like a cushion on the back of
cushions.
there? I feel like you should lean back. Like if you got, well, I mean, into the corner.
Yeah, I'm just twisting.
Yeah. Is that good? That looks comfy, dude. So I was meant to meet our friend Ben Williams. Sorry, I fucked it up already.
Okay.
Let me tell you again.
Okay.
Leave that in
there.
Okay. So I was meeting Ben, our friend Ben W.
Wait, was that what you were changing? You didn't want to identify him.
Well, I think Ben Williams is quite a common name.
Okay.
And also, who cares? Anyway, so on Tuesday,
you're meeting our friend Ben W.
Ben W. on Wednesday just gone for dinner. And so I haven't seen him. So I'm going out for dinner with him and Adele. I think I messaged you and said he was in town.
Yeah.
Just as you were leaving.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those guys in, I reckon, 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Oh, you never overlapped since he got back to Australia?
No.
Wow.
Never. When I'm thinking of like the timeline, Elle and I broke up around, I want to say July 2015. I reckon that was the last time I saw him.
Right.
Or her. So he messaged me a couple of months ago saying I'm going to be in town in Melbourne around April, late April. Do you want to catch up for dinner? I said, yes, of course. That'd be amazing. And then on Saturday, so Saturday, not yesterday, we're recording on Sunday. On Saturday last week, he sends me a message saying, so I fly in on Tuesday. How about we have dinner on Wednesday? And I say, cool, I'll book a place. Sounds amazing.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. So I book us a place. You know, it's kind of like straddling. It's like it's a nice place.
Yeah.
You've
gone fancy.
I've gone like fancy, like not super bougie fancy, but like, you know, pretty nice. I have to put like card details down. There's a minimum spend, all those things.
Wow. Is this at a casino?
I wish, man. By the way, the casino poker rooms just opened up again.
Oh,
you
great.
Don't care.
Don't care.
And so I make it for 7 p.m. on the Wednesday. I get there 5 minutes late. I'm there 7:05. I go up to the I don't know what to call. Is it concierge?
Maitre d'?
I go up to the maitre don't. And I say, yeah, I got a reservation for Michael for 3. She goes, oh, you're the first one to arrive. I go, okay. So I sit down there. She says, what can I get you to drink? And now she's sitting me right near the window. We've got like the best seat in the house. We've got this corner spot. I got the cushion. We've got like a 4-seated space, but for 3 people. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like a little bit nervous.
Because Emma's coming or Adele's coming?
Sorry, no, I didn't invite Emma. We'll get to that later. But it was just going to be me, Ben, and Adele.
Sure.
So we've got a 4-seated place for 3 people. and I'm feeling like a little bit nervous. I haven't seen these guys in a while. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I order like a glass of wine straight off the bat. She says the waitress says, "Do you want a glass? Can we start you off with still or sparkling water?" I say Riesling. She goes, "Whoa, Mister Cool Guy." Anyway, so it gets to 7:15. I finish my glass of wine. I order another one.
Jesus.
And now this time I'm thinking, okay, am I being stood up here? I think I'm being stood up because I haven't heard anything.
No.
But I don't want to be like the anal guy.
Hey guys, it's been 15 minutes and you're not here. Just checking.
So this is I would much rather be like the cool guy that was like they rock up 45 minutes late and I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be that guy than say, hey guys, where are you?
Yeah.
It's been 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is another thing in itself. Anyway, it gets to 7:30.
And
I'm like, I've finished 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah.
And the waitress is kind of giving me the
what's happening here, guys? Yeah.
Like she wants to give us food menus and stuff.
Yeah.
So I send Ben a message and I say, how are you guys traveling? So this is half an hour after our booking. He replies back a minute later, what do you mean, how are we traveling?
Okay.
I'm like, oh my God.
What's happening? Yeah.
I said, I'm at dinner and you're not here and it's been half an hour. I've been here for half an hour. He writes back instantly, we fly in next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. We had gotten the dates wrong because we had messaged on the Saturday and he said next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I read that as
this Tuesday.
This next Tuesday. And he meant the
Tuesday after next Tuesday.
Just complete, pure miscommunication.
Yeah.
No one's fault.
Yeah.
But then now I'm reading this going, shit, like this is like kind of an expensive restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here drinking wine by myself in the best seat in the house like a loser.
Yeah.
So I go up to the girl and I say, I just completely divulge everything. I'm completely honest and say, hey, I meant to be meeting some friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Gave away too much information.
Yeah.
There's a minimum spend. Like, what's the damage? Like, what do we do? What do we do from here?
Yeah. And
she like kind of looks. She doesn't reassure me with her facial expressions at all.
I've never heard of a restaurant with a minimum spend. Like this is
never like heard of that?
No. Like it's glitzy at some level, right? Like you're at a fancy enough place that they want to assure that they'll make their money back.
Yeah.
Like what's the
that's huge here. Maybe I'm more aware of it because of COVID. Like definitely restaurants did that because of COVID because they had limited capacity. And so they would try and get you, but that's been a thing everywhere.
Right. Yeah. No, I've literally never encountered that.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe you should eat somewhere other than Subway.
Oh yeah.
But then so I explained everything to her, and her face kind of like drops, and I'm like, fucking hell! Like I'm like,
what's the minimum spend? What are we talking here? $200.
Well, so I'm just going through all of this in my head. Stupidly, what was going through my head was, I'm gonna have to pay like $200, and then that's just gonna be the minimum spend, and then I'm just gonna leave. Like I didn't think through the idea that the minimum spend would still be like food that I'd be getting. Yeah. In my head, in that moment, I just thought I'm just gonna have to give them $200 and then get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So in the end, the waitress went to the owner and explained everything for me, and they said if you're happy to move to the bar and maybe order a couple of things, wink wink, then we'll waive the minimum spend.
Cool.
And by that time I'm already like 2 glasses of wine in. But so that's what I did, and then I managed to actually I called Emma.
Yeah.
I said, you'll never believe what's happened. Are you in the area? Do you want to have dinner at some swanky restaurant? And she's like, well, first of all, why didn't I get invited in the first place?
Yeah.
I'm like, fair point. Can we discuss it over dinner?
Yeah.
And so she wasn't there, and she came and met me, and we had like a really nice dinner.
And would you say that in a way that was a nice night?
It was a nice night in the end. It was like a nice like surprise.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of fun, but
Yeah.
it was like, yeah,
It wasn't the intended outcome.
no. And that's the other thing, that now I have to go out for dinner again.
Yeah.
And like,
Go
it's
spend
not that like I'm like, it's going to take a lot of like mental work to go out for dinner with Ben and Adele.
No.
But there is some like mental preparation there for like people that you haven't seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
And that at one point you were quite close with and did hang out with a lot.
Yeah.
And also there's like a lot of stuff around like, you know, the like L and stuff like that in my head they're like, that's like from that life.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
So
like,
you associate that with the former.
Yes. Like that, yeah, it feels like a different time in my life. And so that I'm just saying that just because there's like, I just feel that there's like a certain amount of like, oh, I haven't like gone there mentally or not addressed, but like I haven't like.
You're dipping a toe back in those waters in a weird way. It's a little bit of a nostalgia visit.
Not emotionally taxing, but there's like, you're revisiting some old memories the muscles that you haven't necessarily flexed in a while. So there's a bit of that. So I guess we're going out for dinner.
And are you going to go back to the same place?
Fuck no, dude. Oh my God.
But even if like on a successful dinner, you'd be splitting that bill, right?
Yeah. But I wouldn't. I'm not
2-minute noodles.
I was embarrassed.
But like they seem to understand, right?
They
let you get away with it.
And look, I deal well with embarrassment. I've had heaps of practice. But I did feel like I remember when I first like got that text from Ben saying like, "What do you mean? Like we're not gonna be there?" Like I felt my face just go flush. Yeah. And that's not something that happens all the time.
Stomach dropping out.
Like,
yeah.
You know, I'm like gonna have to deal with something. But also just like it's a Wednesday night. But like just coming clean and just telling someone exactly what has happened.
Yeah.
With that type of thing is like, what are you gonna do? Like you have to. Everyone's kind of been in that position, and even if they haven't, they at least will understand that position.
It conceptually makes sense. The whole this week, next week.
Yeah. It's like clear. Like the good part was it wasn't an excuse.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, this is what happened.
Yeah.
And a table came in at like 8:30 and like took that table like a walk-in.
Yeah.
So I was like off the hook.
Yeah.
Like a group of 4 girls. I was like, sweet. Yeah. They made their money back. No harm, no foul.
Yeah. And so you and Emma ate at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
You got to see the chefs cooking.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So that was the story that I was hanging on to all weekend. That couldn't
burning a hole in your pocket. Otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was good. I'm glad that you actually do get to catch up with Ben though, because he just messaged me yesterday saying, "Oh, word on the street is you're in Melbourne. Are you going to be there on Tuesday?"
Oh yeah.
And I had to say, no, unfortunately not.
So he's been on the podcast. He's been on one episode.
Yeah, he was back in the 30s or so, probably.
Yeah, I remember doing it with him at the Clapham House, and then I remember listening back to it immediately after.
Right.
I remember we recorded the episode. We were super drunk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Like, have you seen Ben? Have you seen him in a while?
Yeah. I mean, not obviously for the COVID reasons, but yeah, when I was last in Adelaide, I caught up with Ben.
Did you? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you'd sort of associated some of that cinema gang as your former relationship gang.
Yeah, it's not.
It makes sense.
It's not. Yeah, it's not so much just the former relationship, but just because I had such distinct checkpoints over that time. It was like the Wallace gang, and then Eleanor and I broke up, and then I went traveling, and then I came back and went to Melbourne. So it had very clear like segregation of the times in my life, like in terms of like setting in friends and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think they did compartmentalize like that just naturally.
Yeah. It's interesting because I am part of that Wallace gang, and yet, like, obviously we still talk regularly all the way through.
Yes, but we talk all the time.
I'm cross-generational.
Totally, though. And I have a couple of friends like that. Actually, that might not even be true. Maybe like family.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. But you're family. I guess you're family. I guess that makes you family. Fuck.
Oh,
I guess it kind of does. You do feel like family.
That's why we're so concerned about each other's health.
Yeah. No,
and why you feel free to pay out the fact that I wear shorts all the time.
Yeah, why don't you wear fucking pants?
Friends wouldn't make fun of friends that wear shorts.
Dude, if I got you some pants that just had like the default logo, but they were white pants, and they're just like...
I do have white jeans.
All over. The default logo, would you wear those?
I don't wear the t-shirt.
If we got you a nice belt to go with them?
Oh, what's the belt got on it?
Default.
Oh, okay,
cool. On either side of the buckle.
It's just like embossed brass.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. No, I don't need that, thank you.
Dude, default belts is a huge
I think that should be our next product launch.
That's a huge
custom belts. Oh, ridiculous.
And what else has been going on?
Other than short-related mishaps.
What are we at now? What time?
An hour and 12.
We're gonna make a bit of a longer one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite comfy now.
You look very comfortable.
Yeah, it's like actually problematic because I'm starting to feel like I can just like I could actually just close my eyes for a second. That's not an ideal like mode to be in when you're actively producing content with someone.
I've never thought about this as content, but yeah, you're right.
I do have one thing which I just saw today. It's not really a story or anything. It's just a question. Did you see that Elon Musk is going to be on SNL?
Yeah.
He's hosting SNL. Do you have time for Elon Musk?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do. And I've actually been meaning to bring this up with you because in an episode a couple of weeks ago, you like made an offhanded comment. I said something about Elon Musk and you were like, yeah, he's a fucking idiot, like under your breath. And I didn't hear it. But then I heard it on the re-listen and someone whose initials start with DW and rhymes with slave grabber said, yo, can you get your boy in check and ask him about this Elon Musk hate because it's fucking bullshit. And I thought, what the fuck?
Elon Musk is a wanker.
Why?
Because he's...
You called him an idiot, which is ridiculous.
I don't think that he is any smarter than, like your average engineer, right? Like he's just a person who was in the right place at the right time and capitalized it.
Come on, dude.
He what is he studied?
Why do you care about what he studied?
Because you asked me why I called him an idiot.
Yeah, but
I don't think that he's
obviously advancing the human race.
But just by spending money on bullshit.
What do you mean?
Because
he's like SpaceX.
Yeah,
fucking what?
Like fucking Hyperloop.
You just don't like him, dude.
Well, yeah, because he's not that intelligent.
What?
He just does things so whimsically.
So?
Because he's a crazy rich guy.
So?
And everyone's meant to look up to him because he's spending his billions of dollars, right? He's not like changed the world like Einstein.
He has changed the world.
No, let me get the whole sentence out before you react to it. He's not an Einstein. He's not discovered something which no one else could discover. He just has the resources to apply to the things he wants to do. And that then gets done, right? Like, that's not magic. And the products that he makes are often so variable and unreliable in quality. Like, have you seen the way that you get out of a Tesla in an accident? Like, because it's an electric car, you have to, like, rip off a panel in the door and fuck around with cogs in order to get out of a door while you're, sinking into the marsh after your Tesla is careened off a highway, right? You have to fuck around with cogs and you can't get out of the back seat. These are choices that he's made, that have... There was the thing where the fucking bumpers of the cars were falling off. They had to the batteries burnt for like I think like 4 hours. They had like a Tesla caught on fire, and they had to call up Tesla and say, "Hi, how can we put this out?" Because they dumped 20,000 gallons of water on the car, and the battery would keep reigniting, and the car, it was like a trick candle where you go to blow it out on a birthday cake, and the fucking thing would reignite again afterwards. Like,
well, can I just say for the record that the aforementioned slave grabber, his partner, works for Tesla.
Well, people can have jobs. It's not impugning people who are working for a living. I just don't think that guarantees that Elon Musk is a genius, right?
You don't think he is expanding the civilization technologically?
Obviously, there are some products which have been beneficial to, the idea of mainstreaming electric vehicles. That's good. The battery technology which has stabilized South Australia's electrical grid, that's good. I'm not saying he hasn't done good things. I just don't think he's a fucking genius. I don't think he's that smart, and I don't think that he's really doing things that other people couldn't do if they directed their own resources at that.
But like couldn't do like he does. First of all, you need to have the resources, and then you also need to have the intention to do it, to do things with your resources.
But that's what he's doing. Everyone has
Well, no one else is doing it?
Yes, because not everyone's a fucking billionaire.
Well, thank God for Elon Musk.
No. Well, I mean, we can get into the whole moral. What
is the real issue?
I am telling you the real issue. I'm telling you directly.
Crimes.
You're
obsessed with crimes. You love crimes, and you
I
want
wanted
our
kid to be called Archangel, and there he is.
X-12.
Exasha or whatever. Sasha, right? I can't remember what it is.
Yeah. Great name, by the way, for a robot.
For a Roomba.
Great name for a computer, Elon.
Yeah.
and Mrs. Lady Grimes.
My whole point is that everyone is working with the intentions that they have and the resources they have. That's every human being on Earth. Just because he has a fucking $1 trillion and the intent to go to Mars doesn't mean that actually choosing to do that thing is remarkable. It just means that he's doing the thing he wants to do with the resources that he has. That's every human being.
But then
the fact that he is rich is not special. In fact, it's probably ethically wrong that it should even happen because of the social costs of billionaires, right? And so what has he actually done? He's just chosen to do arbitrary things. Is going to space cool? Absolutely.
Arbitrary.
Yes, it's arbitrary.
What's arbitrary about going to Mars?
It's just a random thing he wants to do. That's arbitrary. It's just the thing he's interested in. That's fine. I'm interested in going to Mars, but that doesn't mean that just pouring billions into it is special. It's not. It's not.
Okay, so you seem to have an issue with people calling Elon Musk a genius, where he's essentially a philanthropist.
He's not. How? How is he a philanthropist?
Maybe the wrong word. Like what's the word?
He's a benevolent-ish billionaire. He's just capriciously spending his money as he sees fit in the things that interest him, right? And the things that interest him are large-scale space exploration. And he's so focused on like getting to Mars and that kind of stuff at the expense of doing things that could, really change the world that we're all living in, right?
Like what? But he's doing that with the batteries and stuff in South Australia.
But like for profit, right? Like if you're an actual billionaire and you're a billionaire and you actually want to make changes, you should give like 95% of your money away, right?
Well, isn't he sold all of his houses and possessions and shit?
Yeah.
You've just got this is a personal.
It's not. It's just thing. I don't get the adulation for this guy. He's not clever. He's not. He's just like a bit of a tosser. Anytime you see him,
that's what it is. He's like put out a couple of like quirky tweets.
He's like literally committed crimes by inflating the stock market and arbitrarily fucking with the share value of his and other companies.
Like with GameStop,
and like his very vocal. He said at some point that like Tesla was undervalued. Do you remember which one? I can't remember. and like got investigated by the SEC for it because it's stock manipulation. Like he just does this shit arbitrarily because he's rich and he can get away with it. But it's not clever. Every time he does that kind of shit, I just think, well, if any other head of a company was beholden to its board or its shareholders and didn't have like a majority stake in the company, you'd be out because he can't do that fuck.
Well, hasn't he?
If Tim Cook at Apple came out and started making statements about the fucking value of Apple and arbitrarily meddling with the share prices, they'd get rid of him.
But isn't it just that he's like...
What is the actual thing that he's done that is impressive?
SpaceX.
So he took the billions that he made from PayPal, right? Like that's where he got his money? Square? PayPal?
I think so.
I think it's PayPal, right?
PayPal.
So PayPal's success was timely and someone had to do it, right? It was finding the easy and efficient way to safely and securely spend money on the internet, right? That was absolutely a necessary invention, and it was done well, and he may well have led PayPal through that and deserves to reap the rewards for that. But it was inevitable. If PayPal wasn't it, someone was going to work out how to spend money on the internet. But you could say that about
Isaac Newton with gravity as well.
Sure. I think that when you look at Isaac Newton, you're looking at someone who does it individually versus a corporation full of many people, right?
Wasn't he involved in Napster initially? Elon Musk, not Isaac Newton.
I don't know, Napster. I don't know the early origin.
Tied.
But like he was absolutely, pivotal in getting PayPal going and benefited from it properly. But it was also not a particularly big leap to take. Like that was fertile ground for someone to come in and find out how to do money on the internet, right? And they succeeded at that. And he clearly has the, I don't know, charisma or drive to achieve those things. But then he got to the billionaire stage and he just decided, well, I'm interested in cars and I'm interested in space exploration, that sort of thing. But I don't think that you can point to I just anytime you look at him in conversation as a human being, you don't walk away going like, oh, that guy's just full of amazing ideas. He's not really erudite. He's not like Michio Kaku. He's not like a philosopher. He's not Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's not I don't know, Jordan Peterson, who's your philosopher of choice, right? You don't walk away thinking this guy has a really fascinating insight into how the world works and what we need to strive for. What you come away with is this is a rich man who has invested in the things he's interested in. And that's fine. Go ahead, do it. But it doesn't mean that he's impressive for that in the way that someone who is truly learned is.
He's impressive in the way that Richard Branson is impressive.
From a businessman perspective.
I guess so, but you need to have the intention. We need these guys on the forefront of technology with the means to be able to push technology forward and the human race. We need them. We need these guys who maybe are like a little bit like, don't think the same way as everyone else to like kind of push us forward.
But
and they have the means to do it.
Those people only be billionaires?
No, definitely not.
Then how does anyone else push you forward if the things that you're aiming for are inaccessible to someone unless they have unlimited wealth?
It would be nice. It would be nice to have, thousands and millions of people in their position and more of a kind of a democratic system. But I don't really understand your question.
Well, you're saying that we need people to push society forward, right? But the people that you're pointing to are billionaires who have the funds to say, well, yes, I'm going to go to Mars, right?
Mm-hmm.
An average person can't say, let's go to Mars, right? The average person is more likely to be able to push society forward through, I don't know, research in an academic setting or helping people in a hospital or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So if you're leaving the only space in which society and humanity can expand its horizons to the ultra rich or to the like Wall Street or Silicon Valley areas for those kind of technologies, I'm just saying that that's quite limiting and restrictive in terms of the ways that you're allowing our culture to expand.
Sure, but the alternative to not having these guys is maybe nothing. Maybe not having these guys. Maybe just having billionaires who only care about making more money just for the sake of more money.
Well, of course that's what he's doing. How is he different to that?
He wants to change the world.
Says what?
I'm really sounding like an employee of Tesla right now.
I mean, now we're just circling a criticism of capitalism here at this point, right? Like we're talking about.
You don't think that Elon Musk really wants, like his to me, his motivation seems to be not financial gain, but it seems to be maybe making a name for it, maybe legacy, being one of these trip. Possibly.
He shot a fucking car into space.
It was awesome.
But
that was fucking awesome.
You can't say there's anything except for ego. It's got no scientific purpose. It's just it's like a dick swing.
It was good marketing.
Exactly. It's a dick swing. Like, what's the point of the Hyperloop, right? Like a single death tunnel underneath the San Francisco highways, right? Like that.
Quicker.
He's just invented. It's
gonna be
like
quicker.
This won't be. It's so dumb.
It's gonna be quicker. It's called Hyperloop, dude. You go in circles and you go super fast. What is not to love about that?
Can I also, when your Tesla catches fire and can't be put out because of the battery, and you can't get out of the door because of the cogs, and you're stuck in a tunnel with
headline.
No emergency exit.
Tesla today in San Francisco got caught in a Hyperloop, and all three.
And now California is sunk into the earth because of the molten core that erupted underneath.
California today has sunk 3 inches.
Yeah.
All thanks to Elon Musk Hyperloop.
I would also like to point out that historically, Musk has been described as a total arsehole in terms of managerial style and treatment of employees. One person who worked closely with him said he exhibits a high level of degenerate behavior such as paranoia and bullying. Another described him as exhibiting total and complete pathological sociopathy. Business Insider reported Tesla employees were told not to walk past his desk because of his wild firing rampages. And the Wall Street Journal reported that after Musk insisted on branding his vehicles as self-driving, he faced criticism from his engineers, some of whom resigned in response, and one highlighting that Musk's reckless decision has potentially put customer lives at risk. And did you see that just this week, 2 people died in a Tesla because there was one in the passenger seat and one in the back seat, and they'd put on auto mode and there was no one driving, and the car just fucking drove off a highway and they died. They were burnt alive in their Tesla because they just left it on auto drive, and it's not a self-driving vehicle.
So isn't that their fault?
Well, yeah, but also it's a marketing fault. If you say your thing's self-driving,
auto drive is like cruise control. You can't just be like, I'm going to put on cruise control in my car, and it's like, all right, I'm just going to cruise it from here, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also a branding thing, isn't it? When you make a point that your cars are super smart and can drive like that, right? Then
miscommunication. It's not Elon's fault.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to make Tesla an essential service during the COVID pandemic so that he could keep his employees.
Didn't he just do it anyway?
Yeah,
he did it anyway.
Exactly. How is this good behavior? How is this someone you should look up to?
I'm not looking up to Elon Musk.
You are. You're jerking him off.
I just admire him.
You want to suck him off.
Respect him and want to suck him off.
You want to suck his dick off.
The weirdest thing about Elon Musk is how he went from bald to not bald. I think that's...
I mean, I don't know if that's the weirdest thing about him.
He had a very much receding hairline during the PayPal years, and now he's got a full head of hair. And also, didn't really like it from the perspective of Johnny Depp, when he was clearly Amber Heard's shoulder to cry on. Come on, Elon. Bit cheap.
I don't know anything about what you just said.
Oh, yeah. Did you not hear about this?
No.
Yeah, Elon Musk was allegedly dating Amber Heard just before her and Johnny
Right.
Depp kind of broke up.
I don't care about that. He's anyway. I got no time for Elon Musk.
Well,
I find it weird. How old's Grimes?
maybe 13.
It feels about that, right? Did you see her tattoo?
How old is Grimes, the singer? Not the Muppet.
Grimes is 33 years old.
My age.
That's not true.
Ish. Yeah.
How old's Elon Musk?
Hey Siri, how old's Elon Musk?
Elon Musk is 49 years old.
Ooh. 16 years.
Mm.
Yeah, that's gross. I bet the baby's going to come out like all weird and
It's
have
out.
tentacles and shit. Is the baby out? Born?
Sasha?
Oh, yeah, of course.
It has a name.
Oh, yeah. No, it's X-12.
Okay.
Which,
I don't know.
I mean,
Weird.
maybe good for it. It's quite fairly gender neutral, that name. Give him that.
Yeah, it doesn't presume a gender identity. Yeah. I don't know. I think Elon Musk could do a lot more good for the world by just going away.
Going away.
Yeah, go to Mars.
This is one of my least favorite of your takes, to be honest.
Okay.
I think you've just got a personal thing.
How can I have a personal thing with someone I've never met before?
Well, I've got personal things with the people I've never met. Amber Heard is the top of that list. Elon's alright.
If you've enjoyed this, well, I'd be surprised, to be honest, but I've enjoyed it, and
I have too.
There's been plenty of other podcasts with similar vibes in our back archive. So if you want to find more of them, scroll down in that podcast player or head to our website, deepfort.podbean.com. You can find us on Facebook, it's a Deep Fort. Twitter, Deep Fort, Instagram, Deep Fort, SoundCloud, Deep Fort. You can send us questions and comments to deepfort@gmail.com. And there's probably Instagram as well, where you can get photos and posts and that sort of stuff. And, keep in touch with us any way that you like. We're always keen to hear from you, and we hope that you're doing well.
Yeah. This is just reminded me, you doing that. Just reminded me that this is what we used to do all the time.
Yeah, we used to be in the same room.
We used to do Sunday night.
That's true. It was Sundays, wasn't it?
Yeah, and once a week.
Yeah,
as well.
Weekly, but I mean that was in an era when I didn't have to edit it at all. Well, I could have, but
did you?
Yeah,
we didn't edit.
No, we didn't edit. I just cut the top off before we started and the end off when it ended, and then bam, it was straight up because it was on one mic. We didn't have two tracks. It was just one mic.
Really?
In between us.
Wow.
And then when there's one track of audio, you can't really do anything. Maybe cut out a bit where you go to take a piss. But other than that, it was just straight in. Yeah. So you'd go outside for a cigarette and then I'd be out 10 minutes later and it'd be uploaded. It'd be done. Versus now where it's like a 4-hour process.
Oh, I do remember that. And is that because there's two audio tracks?
Two audio tracks, and also I've just upped my standards.
Yeah.
Because cool. Put the music in and tidy it all up audio wise.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. It's really nice to do it again. I really do. I really do love doing this podcast.
Yeah, me too.
Even though one person listens to it, it is. I do. I really. It's always something that I look forward to.
The weird thing is that it has been such a dedication now. 7 years.
So weird.
Isn't that ridiculous?
It's hilarious in itself. It's ridiculous.
7 years.
I know.
So much has changed.
You know what's funny? There will be a final episode.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just love to know what that is?
Yeah. I mean, literally, I was just thinking, okay, 2014, I'd finished my degree. I'd had 2013, I hadn't really done anything. I'd just been working at the cinemas. 2014, I was like, okay, I'm going to get out there now and try and, find the career, get out in some direction. And if it was going to be screenwriting, then, let's try and do screenwriting.
Yeah.
But I was in Adelaide. I was living at home. I'd dealt with my health issues. I was only semi-recently out still, probably only 3 years.
Yeah.
Since I'd been out.
Crazy.
And then, you were in Clapham, living with Elle.
Yeah.
You were studying anthropology that year? What were you doing in 2014?
I think I graduated. It's over there.
Oh, right.
I graduated 2012 of that degree.
Oh, right. What were you doing in journalism?
No, I think I was working at the optometrist.
Right. And that was it? I thought you were
think
studying
so.
it. Maybe I've imagined.
No, I fucked around for a bit.
Right. Yeah, so that was just like just doing casual work kind of year.
No, I was working full time for the optometrist.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Just completely for no reason.
Yeah.
I just had this weird tangent of working for optometrist.
You did.
But I did tell a fib when I went for that job interview.
Oh, yeah.
I told them that I was studying medical science.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, because I didn't want to. They wanted me to sell glasses. They wanted me to sell frames.
As in to actually put people's eyes in and like...
No, they wanted me to sell the frames because they have... Optometry in Australia is weird. Like you can have... you can get checked by the optometrist and then go straight into the gift shop where there'll be a salesman who gets you the frames and stuff.
Gotcha.
And everyone's got a prescription.
Yeah.
And because everyone's like buying their glasses, most people are buying their glasses on private health.
Yeah.
So like, it's basically just like free money for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, they wanted me to do the selling and stuff, and I was like,
you thought going in, I'll pretend that I'm doing med science.
I told the owner because I say poached, but the owner of that, I won't say where it is, but they came into Wallace while I was working at the bar.
At the cinema. Yeah.
And
I remember that.
And I had just had like a good
chat.
rapport with them and gave them heaps of free shit.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I want you to come work for me. And I was like, all right. And then we had the meeting. Yeah. And then I thought it was going to be like something else. And then she was like, it'd be like a sales role. And I was like, oh no. I'm in the process of studying medical science. And then I just never got asked for my degree. And so
well, you were studying it, so you don't have a degree. That's a perfect lie.
Exactly. I'm a great liar. And by the end of my time there, I was training optometry students on how to use the machines and stuff, which is ridiculous. Yeah, so ridiculous. I was doing. You
were training optometry students?
I was training optometry students on how to use, because I was doing like the field of vision test, and it was super easy.
Yeah.
Although sometimes I would fall asleep. Have you ever done that test?
Asleep?
I would be the one doing the test. I'd be so hungover that I'd fall asleep. Have you ever done that test where you do like, you look at the dot in the middle and you try and see like the shade?
Yeah.
And you have to click the buzzer whenever you see it out of your peripheral vision.
Vaguely, yeah.
So I would conduct that test.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'd be really hungover, and I would, because it's a 5-minute test, I would just fall asleep.
Yeah.
And my only job was basically to tell the person if I saw their eyes move away from the center.
Yeah, to put
your eyes back. So sometimes I'd just be like, you're probably going to be fine. And I'd fall asleep. And then one girl, I remember, woke me up. And she's like, I'm done. And she could see that I was like... Very embarrassing.
Oh,
very
man.
embarrassing.
Like, how old a person are we talking? Like 20-something or 50-year-old?
Oh, no, probably around my age.
Right, yes.
Yeah. She wasn't
Someone
happy.
who was sympathetic.
Yeah, it was a weird tangent in my life.
That's funny.
No, that's funny. That's funny. Well, it's been good to have you, man. I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, thank you.
But we're gonna see each other probably in 6 months. I guess.
Yeah. The bubbles making things easier.
Christmas.
Yeah.
And the old K Sizzle gonna come down as well.
KC hopefully gonna make the jump. Yep. That'll be exciting.
Because he doesn't celebrate Christmas, does he?
No, not really. Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
You don't have to split up the parents.
You don't have to split up
the Christmas.
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, it's not a thing in the Asian cultures, really.
Yeah. Are we done?
I think we're done, dude.
Dude, that was fun. I like that one.
I don't know. It'll take some...
Give me a hug.
I have to sit up now. Oh, don't...
Love you.
Love you.